It's time for some DIY. Last week I talked about how I want to involve some of my hobbies into the vlog. How I want to sort of show what else I'm up to other than just when I'm filming this. So this week I had a little project, just like a little DIY thing of fixing one of the leg clips on my tripod. I thought it was a good place to start. If it worked, it could be a nice little sort of how-to thing, and if it didn't work, well, at least I would have had fun filming it. It sort of worked. I say sort of because it gave me ideas for what I can do in the future to try and get it working. I tried a bit one night. Anyway, you'll see the footage of that. I filmed it on my phone and not very well lit and all of that. Anyway, it'll be fun to watch. Nothing staggeringly interesting. One of the techniques I used was from a Matthias Wandel. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. One of his YouTube videos. I'll link the video in the description just because he actually seemed to have better luck with it than I did. And something else that happened this week is it snowed. That's a really rare thing for us here. The last time it snowed was about 2 years ago, and that time it snowed for a week and we had no power that whole time. Luckily we only had a few days with power outages, but it wasn't constant and power's back on. Well, no sooner did I say that we hadn't really lost power, power's out. It's funny how that works. Anyway, take a look at the footage, see what you think. So as you can see, I've used quite a few tools. Since I don't have a vise, I was using clamps to try and take the pin out. It did eventually come out, and I was able to epoxy the part. As soon as I tried it, it actually snapped, and I was back at square one. The first thing I tried, fixing the leg lock on the tripod using epoxy and zip ties, just didn't work. The whole thing fell apart when I was cleaning up the excess that had squeezed out. So I decided to try a different method, which is one that I had seen on Matthias Wandel channel on YouTube. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, where he actually heated up wire. In his case, he did it with a battery charger, I think, and heated the wire and then pulled this steel wire into the plastic. I'm taking a different approach. The way I'm doing it is with a small torch, about 1300 degrees Celsius torch, heating up the wire and then immediately pulling it into the plastic. I've done one side, I should say. I've zip tied it just for, to hold it together, and I don't know if you can see, but I'll post some photos, but I actually have a steel wire running through the plastic now. Obviously I'll cut the zip ties off after. So I'm starting by wrapping one side of the wire around this bolt, and I'm going to keep coming in and out of frame, but it can't be helped. And I'm using this small torch and these pair of angled pliers. I'm going to use these and the bolt to stretch, as I've done it here, but to stretch this along here. Gather a bit more, and I'll move it around as I do. Oops. So I'll basically do something like that. The torch might go out of view, which I apologize for, but safety first. So far, let's see. So far, you can probably see the first wire that I put, and now this is the second one that I've embedded. Like this one, I'm going to pull it all the way around and embed it into the plastic, and probably try and smooth that little ridge out. And yeah, it's not the prettiest solution, but it should do the trick. So I ended up filing it down a little bit. I'll cut these off. As you can see, that zip tie actually got a little bit melted. Okay, so over here you can probably see it's a pretty decent job. It's not going to win any style awards, but I'm going to put this whole thing back together, and I'm assuming it'll hold. We'll see. Alright, we are back. I decided to change the direction of the clamp here. It'll be easier to get to things. As you can see, pretty much anyone could do this, because it's not like I am using any fancy equipment by any means. I've seen other repairs of tripods like this, and the other videos I've seen, if they've taken off the piece, they've used a hammer and a punch, and that just seemed like a little too much impact for this little plastic part. So I thought that slowly driving it would be a safer way. Okay, well, it seems secure. Yeah, it's starting to split. It does hold, but yeah, it's not an ideal solution, but it is functional until I can get another part. As you saw, it wasn't the most successful fixing of the tripod leg, but you know what? I had fun and I learned from it, and I have another idea of how I'm going to fix it, and if I don't, I'll see if I can order the part. But there's something to be said for that creativity and trying to get things to work. And anyway, that's really about it this week. Next week I'm going to go with some friends. I think things may change, but the current plan is I'm going to go with some friends to do a bit of shopping, and they're going to be on the vlog as well. So looking forward to that, and see you next week.